January 8, 2005, Pacific Ocean, 350 miles south of Guam, depth 525 feet. USS San Francisco, a Los Angeles-class attack submarine, is running at flank speed through deep water. Speed, approximately 33 knots. The boat is submerged, conducting high-speed transit between operational areas. Navigation is routine. Charts show clear water for hundreds of miles. The ocean floor is mapped at over 6,000 feet depth. At 11:43 local time, the submarine hits something solid at full speed. The collision is catastrophic. The entire crew is thrown forward violently. Men not strapped into seats are launched through compartments. Equipment tears free mountings. The sound is overwhelming. Metal screaming, bulkheads buckling, systems failing. In the control room, the officer of the deck is thrown into the periscope stand. The helmsman is ripped from his seat. The diving officer slams into the ballast control panel. Throughout the boat, sailors are thrown against bulkheads, into equipment, onto deck plates. Injuries are immediate and severe. The submarine's bow has struck an uncharted undersea mountain at 33 knots. The equivalent of a car crash at 38 miles per hour, except the car weighs 7,000 tons and the impact surface is unyielding rock. The forward ballast tanks are destroyed. The sonar dome is crushed. The bow planes are ripped away. The forward escape trunk is damaged. 3 watertight compartments in the bow begin flooding. The submarine's forward buoyancy is compromised. Chief Machinist Mate Joseph Ashley is in the auxiliary machinery room when the collision occurs. He's thrown headfirst into equipment. The impact kills him instantly. He is the only fatality, but 98 crew members are injured. Some have broken bones, others have head trauma, several are unconscious. The submarine begins to sink. Bow down angle increases to 10 degrees, then 15 degrees. The boat is descending rapidly. Depth, 600 feet, 700 feet, 800 feet. The crush depth for a Los Angeles-class submarine is classified, but estimated at approximately 950 feet. The commanding officer, Commander Kevin Mooney, takes immediate action. Emergency blow all main ballast tanks. High-pressure air is forced into the ballast tanks to displace water and create buoyancy. But the forward tanks are compromised. Air escapes through ruptures. The bow continues to sink. The diving officer fights to regain control. Stern planes full rise. Back emergency. The submarine's propeller reverses thrust, but the boat's forward momentum and downward angle work against recovery. Depth, 850 feet. The hull groans under increasing pressure. Every submarine crew trains for casualties at depth. Hull breach, flooding, loss of buoyancy. But training scenarios assume gradual failures, controlled responses. This is none of those things. This is a catastrophic collision with an unknown object at maximum speed. The boat is sinking and the crew has seconds to stop it. The chief of the boat coordinates damage control. Reports come in from all compartments. Flooding in the torpedo room, flooding in the forward auxiliary machinery space, flooding in the escape trunk. Watertight doors are sealed, pumps are activated, but the damage is extensive. The emergency blow continues. More air into the ballast tanks. The stern rises. The bow remains heavy, still sinking. The submarine is at a 30-degree angle. Walking forward is like climbing a steep hill. Loose equipment slides toward the bow. Men injured in the collision now struggle to move through a tilted environment. At 875 feet depth, the descent stops. The submarine stabilizes. Then slowly, agonizingly, it begins to rise. The emergency blow is working. Buoyancy overcomes the flooded compartments. The bow lifts slightly. Depth decreases, 850 feet, 800 feet, 750 feet. The submarine breaks the surface at 1210 hours, 27 minutes after the collision. The crew has saved the boat through textbook damage control and emergency procedures. But the submarine is critically damaged and hundreds of miles from the nearest port. The commanding officer assesses the situation. The bow is crushed. Navigation systems are damaged. Sonar is destroyed. The submarine cannot dive safely. Radio equipment is functional. He transmits a distress signal. USS Honolulu, another Los Angeles-class submarine, is 400 miles away. It receives the distress call and diverts immediately. Surface vessels from Guam are dispatched, but USS San Francisco is afloat and stable. The immediate crisis is over. Now begins the long journey home. Medical personnel aboard the submarine treat the injured. 98 casualties with limited medical supplies and no possibility of evacuation until surface ships arrive. Broken limbs are splinted, head injuries are monitored, pain medication is rationed. The most seriously injured are prioritized. 12 hours later, USS Honolulu arrives. It surfaces alongside the San Francisco. Medical supplies are transferred. A doctor crosses between the submarines to assess casualties. The diagnosis is grim. Several sailors need hospital care immediately, but medevac by helicopter in open ocean at night is too risky. The decision is made. USS San Francisco will transit to Guam under its own power. Surface speed, 10 knots. Distance, 350 miles. Estimated time, 35 hours. The submarine will maintain surface transit with escort vessels. If weather deteriorates or flooding worsens, the crew will abandon ship. The transit begins. The submarine moves slowly through Pacific swells. The crushed bow creates drag. The boat handles poorly on the surface. Every wave hits the damaged bow sends shudders through the hull. The crew remains at damage control stations. Pumps run continuously. Watertight integrity is monitored constantly. 40 hours later, USS San Francisco arrives at Apra Harbor, Guam. Tugboats assist the final approach. The submarine moors pierside. The injured are evacuated to Naval Hospital, Guam. Chief Ashley's body is removed with full honors. The damage assessment is sobering. The collision destroyed 90 feet of the submarine's bow. The sonar dome is completely crushed. Ballast tanks are torn open. The forward escape trunk is non-functional. If the submarine had hit the mountain 50 feet farther aft, it would have struck the pressure hull directly. The boat would have flooded catastrophically and sunk with all hands. The investigation begins immediately. How did a submarine with advanced navigation systems strike an undersea mountain in supposedly clear water? The answer reveals a critical failure in chart accuracy. The charts used by USS San Francisco showed the ocean floor at over 6,000 feet in that area. But the mountain the submarine hit rises to within 150 feet of the surface. The discrepancy is massive. The charts were wrong. The mountain was never properly surveyed or recorded. Further investigation reveals the seamount was discovered in 1973, but the data never made it into official nautical charts. Navigation databases used by submarines contained outdated information. Multiple agencies maintain separate chart systems. The updates from one system didn't propagate to others. The Navy's response is comprehensive. All submarine navigation charts are reviewed. Bathymetric data is updated using modern sonar mapping. Chart accuracy protocols are revised. Navigation procedures are changed to require cross-referencing multiple data sources. Submarines now operate with redundant chart systems to prevent similar incidents. Commander Mooney faces a court of inquiry. The question, should the commanding officer have operated at flank speed in an area where chart reliability was uncertain? The inquiry determines that the charts indicated clear water. The commanding officer followed standard procedures, but the Navy issues a letter of reprimand for hazarding the vessel. The decision is controversial. Many submarine officers believe the charts, not the commander, were at fault. USS San Francisco is transported back to the United States aboard a heavy-lift ship. Repair estimates exceed $79 million. The damage is so extensive that decommissioning is considered, but the Navy decides to repair the boat. The entire bow section is replaced using parts from USS Honolulu, which is being decommissioned. The work takes over a year. The submarine returns to service in 2009 but is decommissioned in 2017. The collision effectively shortened its operational life. The structural damage, even after repairs, limited its capabilities. Chief Ashley is posthumously promoted. His family receives full military honors. A memorial at Naval Base Kitsap honors his service and sacrifice. Every submarine crew is briefed on the San Francisco collision. The lesson is clear. Even routine transits carry risk. Chart accuracy cannot be assumed. Navigation requires constant vigilance. The incident changes submarine operations worldwide. Navies review their own chart databases. Bathymetric surveys are intensified in operational areas. Submarines adopt more conservative speed profiles when transiting areas with incomplete mapping. The assumption that modern charts are always accurate is abandoned. For the crew of USS San Francisco, the collision is a defining moment. They saved their boat through skill, training, and determination. They kept a sinking submarine from reaching crush depth. They maintained damage control for 7 days of surface transit. They brought their boat home despite catastrophic damage. But they also lost a shipmate. Chief Ashley didn't die in combat. He died because a mountain wasn't on the chart. That reality haunts every submariner who studies the incident. The question remains, how many other uncharted seamounts exist in the deep ocean? How many submarine transit routes pass over underwater terrain that isn't accurately mapped? The ocean floor is less mapped than the surface of Mars. Submarines operate in that unmapped darkness every day. USS San Francisco discovered the hard way that charts showing clear water aren't always correct. And somewhere in the Pacific, right now, a submarine is transiting at depth through water that the charts say is clear. The crew trusts the navigation systems. They rely on the data. They assume the ocean floor is where the computer says it is. USS San Francisco proved that assumption can be wrong. And the price of being wrong at 425 feet, at 33 knots, is measured in crushed steel, injured crew, and one sailor who never came home.